Warm greetings, dear friend, and welcome to my September newsletter. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe and protected from all inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. That's the metta prayer, the Buddhist metta prayer, and I always love to start with that because it says it all. And it says it all pretty well, doesn't it? I apologize for not being on your computer screen since the end of June. Wow. Here in Vancouver, summer was very late in arriving, and when it did arrive in early July, it arrived with a bang. And amazingly, so did live music work for me in pretty much exactly the same time. I have never had as busy a summer as the summer that I've just had. So that's why you haven't heard from me. I've barely had enough time to take care of myself, never mind create a newsletter, so I apologize for that, and here I am. So the live work involves me performing in a number of different musical situations, some in which I just sang, some in which I played bass, some in which I played my other stick, my NS stick, and some, of course, in which I played this, my beloved Chapman stick. Coming up, I have performances locally, of course, as well as in Ontario. I will be going shortly to Kemptville, Ontario to visit my mom, and there's always a retirement home that I serve when I'm there, which is a lot of fun. I'll be there for Canadian Thanksgiving, and then I will have some trips to Alberta in November. So, as always, if you're interested in where I'm going to be or where I've been, you can always check my online calendar, which I always keep up to date. So, when I was last with you, I talked about how everything we need is just a breath away, and I invited you to think of something that you need and envisioning it as being just a breath away. Did you do that? Would you like to do that now if you haven't? Please email me at nathenaswell@me.com. I'd love to hear any and all responses you may have. And what's been happening for me with my morning musings, which I continue to create, I've been creating all this time. Shortly after I last sent you a newsletter, I got into the habit of using excerpts from my upcoming book about my Camino experience in 2019 as inspiration for my weekly chants. So I've now written, I think, 13 based on excerpts from my book, and I'm very, very happy and excited about that. And the one that felt most fitting to share with you today is one that I created a couple of weeks ago, and it's called "In This Space." And the Camino inspiration is the scene behind me. This is not a picture that I took, but it's a picture that best represents the Meseta. The Meseta is the middle third of the French Camino, or Camino Frances, which is the Camino that I walked in 2019. And I just absolutely loved it. It was a lot of very small towns connected, large fields, where I saw so many fields of sunflowers, I can't tell you. In any case, lots of farmland, and interspersed along the way were these beautiful little towns. It was the highlight of the Camino for me. I love the simplicity of it and the space of it. And when I came back from the Camino, I made a commitment to myself to create more space in my life. And one of the ways that I love to do that is I love to do a purge of my physical possessions. I did that, and I'm a firm believer that when you do that, when you create space on a physical level, you also create space on other levels, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And as luck would have it, shortly after I got back, I made a commitment to live by myself, and so that was the nature. That was another aspect of the purge was I didn't want to take everything with me to my new place. And 8 days after I moved into my new place, I met my beloved Kim, and I'm absolutely convinced that I created space in my life for her to come walking in. So there is power in creating space. So this chant is all about that. It's all about creating, welcoming, and blessing space in our lives. The chant is called In This Space, and I'll just share the words with you. I'll include them underneath this video. I welcome space for the light to shine through. I welcome space so that I am renewed. All the love, the joy, the peace in this space. I create space for the light to shine through. I create space so that I am renewed. All the love, the joy, the peace in this space. And lastly, I bless space for the light to shine through. I bless space so that I am renewed. All the love, the joy, the peace in this space. So, as I said, I will include the words to this chant underneath the video. I hope that you do sing along. And two things that I'd like to say. I'm going to sing and play this song for you rubato, which means out of time, so with lots of space in between the phrases, and with a lot of reverb, a lot of reverberation. So it sounds like I'm in a big hall. I wish I had an even longer reverb so that I created the impression of being in an even bigger space. In any case, it's all about space. So here we go. In this space. For the light to shine through, I welcome space so that I am renewed. All the love, the joy, the peace in this space. I create space for the light to shine through. I create space so that I am renewed. All the love, the joy, the peace in this space. I bless space for the light to shine through. I bless space so that I am renewed. All the Thanks very much for being with me this month, dear friend. How are you doing? I haven't heard from you in a couple of months. I would love to know what's going on in your life. Please email me at nathenaswell@me.com. I'm always delighted to hear from you, and hearing responses back, feedback about my newsletter is one of the highlights of my month. So please email me with any thoughts, anything that you'd like to share with me. And finally, let me just end with a prayer for all of us and say, may I, may you, may we welcome, bless, and create space in our lives for the light to shine through. And I think with everything that's going on in the world, we need to do that now more than ever. May we do that with ease and grace and joy. Namaste. I'll see you again next month, or if I'm lucky, I'll get a chance to see you on any one of the Wednesdays that I'm creating my morning musings. See you whenever.